So you are welcome to my healthy food place. Gracious Grace is my name. Gracious Grace. That is my name. And I want to share with you today some of the things that you need to do when the weather is cold, especially as we are entering that season now. Those of us that are living in this region. So you need to be prepared, because during the cold, there are a lot of sicknesses and diseases, and I want to also share with us here why it is so, why it is common to see a host of diseases coming up, such as arthritis. Even high blood pressure is usually worse during the cold season if you don't monitor it. So a lot of things are responsible. So when the weather is getting cold, wherever you are, when you're about to enter that season of coldness, it's important to get yourself prepared, especially seniors, but not only the seniors, but everyone. You have to prepare for the children. You have to get prepared, whoever you are, because cold is no one's friend. You see, being cool weather, cool environment is a good servant. But when cold comes, extreme cold, it's also a bad master, because it's going to trigger a lot of things. But there are certain things you need to do. And these are the things I want to share here today. Things that can help you stop escalation of existing ailments like high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis during cold weather. Because, of course, I am also getting myself prepared. And I have a few of the things here that I want to show us that I am already getting set, because it's no one's friend. When you are in the cold season, definitely you need to get things ready, because that is the season that you experience things like joint stiffness. And what are the reasons why these things are like that? It is because of the weather is quite cold. So blood circulation is reduced. And not only is blood circulation reduced, if you consume certain foods, it will be worse. For instance, if you consume too much of carbohydrates during the cold, you are going to be at risk of the complications of cold. If you do not include circulatory foods, you are also at the risk of escalating the cold and its symptoms. If you do not include warming foods, I want to share with you here today. If you do not include warming foods, if you do not engage in exercising, including things like massage, if you are not someone that is able to move around, you have to engage in things like massage in the house in order to reduce the risk of escalating your health condition. And so what are some of the foods that can help you? The foods that can help you, that I am already getting around me, if you want to combat cold, you need to get foods like ginger around. Now, ginger, you can get the ginger powder, you can get the ginger root as a root, but if you are in a place where you don't have the powder, you can also, the powder or the root, you can get the ginger essential oil. I've also found it very, very good and useful, and I want to suggest that every senior should go get it, the ginger essential oil. I have one here. There are some that are of very poor quality. The content is far from it. I've got some of, but this one, you can use it at odd hours of the night at any time to massage your hands. And the ginger is quite unique. I'm going to be sharing with you how I found it. It's quite unique. You don't need even to pair it with any carrier oil, because we often say that you need a carrier oil when you are using essential oils. But I tell you, in the times of this ginger oil, I have not had to use any carrier oil like coconut oil. In fact, they won't even allow it to penetrate, because it's a very penetrating oil. So I have tried pairing it. Now I have tried pairing it with other oils, but it doesn't really deliver results. It's best when you just put it on your palms, whether it's your feet that is cold. Your palms and your feet are the places you need to pay attention to when you are trying to chase away cold, especially whether in children or adults. You must focus your attention on these 2 points, your palms and your feet. Ensure that they are kept warm whether during the cold weather. After applying the oil, you can also cover the feet to keep it warm, because coldness opens door to a lot of this, including inflammations. When the place is, there will be reduced blood circulation, and when there is reduced blood circulation, it's going to trigger a lot of other diseases, and that is the experience I have. So you need to get your ginger tea. You need to get your ginger root, whether the ginger powder or the tea bag. As a matter of fact, this morning I had to take the ginger tea bag, even though the bagged teas are not the best. But when you don't have what you need or what you want, you have to still make do with what is available. So I have had to use it with the addition of little of the ginger root, and then put my sorghum tea in it and a sprinkling of cinnamon. Now let me also remind you that you need to get sufficient cinnamon powder and cinnamon root around you, because it's one of the warming spices that you need to have around. It's warming foods. That is one of the foods that you need to have around during the cold in order not to become a victim. Now, apart from these spices, it's not that you should just eat spices alone, not at all. And that is the mistake some of us are making. And in case you have fallen to that problem of too much spices, I want you to also stay on. I want to tell you some of, because when the spices are too much, it's not going to be good. So when we are talking of spicing up your foods, spicing up your meal during the cold weather, you need to be extra careful about it. You need to be extra careful about it so that you don't do too much, because when you do too much, it's going to become very problematic, and I want to share some of the things that can help you out of it, and it's very, very worrisome. When you take spices to stop the cold, spicy foods, ginger, garlic, turmeric, circulatory foods like turmeric, also cinnamon, cloves. There are so many of them. Alligator peppers, Negro peppers, black peppers, cayenne peppers. These are all warming foods. But will you be consuming just warming foods alone? Definitely not. Because if you do, you're going to have other negative signs, breathlessness, even shaky bodies, nervousness, lack of nutrients in your body. Because the spices, when they are too much, your body cannot absorb the nutrients anymore. So you have to be very careful. And if you are waiting to the end of this program, I will be sharing with you what you should do if you become a victim of too much of those spices, because I have been before. So what are the foods Should we be eating only spicy food? Hot spices, not at all. Now you can make soup. Yes, you can make your soup with vegetables and fatty fish. Fatty fish is great for you when you are managing cold. Besides fatty fish, you can also make your soup with chicken. We call it chicken soup. I have made it before. It's great, especially when you are managing cold, yeast infection, and other ailments, when you don't need carbohydrates. You can get a fresh chicken, make soup out of it, and add things like cabbage. Cabbage is a healing food. It's one of spices of vegetables that are great when you are trying to fighting off cold. Put onions, put garlic. Onions is one of them too. So you add all of this and the spices, and then you sip the soup. You will notice that you'll be sweating as you are taking it, and then eat the chicken sparingly. I like to prepare those soup those days those chicken soup in the evenings as they around towards dinner time. When I take it, it's going to keep you for longer because there will be fiber in it, fiber from cabbage, lightly cooked cabbage. Don't overcook your cabbage. Cabbage, onions, garlic, all those spices. And then the protein, which provides a strong buffer. If you do not put protein, quality protein in spicy food, it's going to hurt your intestine and can trigger things like stomach ulcers. And so you need to make sometimes your chicken soup and just drink it. You don't need to go for swallow, because a lot of us, we are so used to carbohydrates and swallow. Too much of carbohydrates is going to stop or hinder the flow. Okay, Olasumbo, you are welcome. Well done, thank you. Too much of carbohydrates during cold weather is going to make you to have more cold. Apart from having more cold, it's also going to make your immune system to be low. If you are someone that is having high blood pressure, it's going to also trigger it. I have had to manage some people with, you're welcome, hello. I have had to assist some people who are managing high blood pressure. And the thing went so high during cold. Those both within the country and outside the country. But they were not even aware that it was the weather that triggered the high blood pressure. And so I've had to, give them my own suggestion. And if you are also having high blood pressure and it's not even responding, you need to belong to this community formally. You need to join our community and ensure that you are a member of this community and that you get help as much as possible, because you cannot continue with all those ailments. Take medication today, take tomorrow. You are welcome. Plant-based man, black man, you're welcome. Olasumbo, I've welcomed you to the house, and I want to thank you for being present and then for also commenting. So I am saying that as the rain is coming, I am also getting myself prepared. For instance, if you are someone that is often doing housework in addition, like I do, some of you are not aware. Let me also let you know that apart from creating content and all of that, I cook most of the time. And this cooking involves, because someone like me, it's difficult for you to cook for me. That is true. Those who are close to me, they already know. Because I will have to put my real knowledge to work. And that's what I want you to be doing. My followers, my subscribers. So if you are someone like me that cooks regularly, yes, if you are someone that like me that have to cook most of the time, fresh foods and all of that, you can't do it without dipping your hands in the water. And if it's during the cold season, your hands start becoming stiff. And you won't agree that I'm even experiencing it, if not for the help of ginger oil. And I'm telling you that some people will start having problem. Hello, yes. Look at me now. I can fold my hands. But those overseas, look at this one. This one was becoming stiff. Couldn't bend. Look at it. I couldn't, it was becoming, because of what? The weather is getting cooler and still have to put it inside water. Of course, you can't be using machine to do everything. Of course, we don't even have the privilege of using all those machines we have, all those kitchen gadgets, because of electricity. And if you are in such a location, you still have to prepare your meal, your healthy meals, healthy food, without, with your own hands. And so if you do that, and you do not take care of your hands by using oils like ginger oil to protect your hand from getting cold. If your hands gets cold, your feet starts getting cold, then it won't be long. You may notice that your blood pressure also is rising. And those that are, managing diabetes also, they could also notice some escalation in that regard because of the weather is affecting the circulation. And that is why you need to keep such foods around you. And before we go further, let me also remind us, some of us like green tea, like myself. I used to like green tea a lot. Some of us will like black tea. I used to like it. It's one of my best teas. It tastes great. And then coffee. Of course, you can see that I shared a video recently that of me taking coffee, even all those things we call wrong, bad foods. I personally do take them. That's why I shared that video with us, so that you won't think that don't eat that, all the rules, all the time, follow back to back. No, I don't. Sometimes I follow my. Thank you so much, Oma, for that, your comment. So what I'm saying is that you have to make tea, but not with caffeinated teas. Now, why is it? Because I see some people, I was a victim of this ignorance. And what is that? Making tea with green tea, black tea. As you are taking the tea, it's going to make you to sweat. It's going to produce instantaneous heat, which is needed, which is good. But that heat, after a few hours, is going to give you a negative result, which is not what you want. Why? Because of the caffeine in it. And so for you that are seniors, and even for all of you that want to stay healthy, I want to advise you that you don't make that mistake. I made it. Once you are cold, you go for teas. Go get your green tea. I love green tea a lot. Different flavors. I have them. Black teas. I still have some of them that are nearing to expire because they are no longer my friend because of this effect that they normally give. So if you are in the cold weather, instead of going for such caffeinated teas, which will later turn back against you, you slow down on them. Even if you want to take them, like I did in that video, you should have in mind that this is how they behave. They will make you sweat, feel hot, feel warm, but they will further go down and drain your cells of fluid, kind of dehydrating them, which is not what you want. That dehydration would make you feel dry, feel light, but at the end of the day, you are not going to get what you're expecting. And so you need to be careful with those caffeinated teas. Then you have to get special oils. I have my olive oil here. Look at it. I didn't used to have it. It got finished. But I had to go restock my olive oil because olive oil is one of the oils that you can use to massage, especially those managing high blood pressure. Now, if you use a wrong oil, poor quality oil on your skin, on your hand or your feet, it's going to affect your blood pressure. At times, I use it on my belly button, this olive oil. I use it especially or around my belly button to aid digestion during cold. It's one of my secrets. So if you get a good cold pressed olive oil and the weather is cold, you can use it to massage around your belly button. Then you can make tea with teas like lemongrass. occasionally, you can make, if you have access to fresh one, fine. If not, if you can get the dried leaves that is still potent, you make tea with the lemongrass. It's great for you. And then you can add your date powder and or date fruit because it's more diabetes friendly. Then there's another tea, that's the mint tea. I have the dried one of it here. Mint tea is great for you during cold, and it's caffeine free. I'm calling teas that you can take because you know that teas, fluid generally is great for you during cold weather. We all know that, but you need to be guided so that you don't just go for any tea without reading the labels to know whether it's a black tea, whether it's a green tea. It doesn't matter how beautifully packaged the tea is. You need to find out the content of that tea and ensure that it's naturally caffeine free, like the mint tea, like the lemongrass tea, like the ginger tea. There are several teas, even the sorghum tea that I added this morning. It's a blood cleanser. There are several other teas in various regions which you can take without introducing much caffeine in your body. Now, there are other foods apart from the chicken soup, which I said you can prepare and take. There are other foods that you can also take. Boiled egg is a good food. These are warming foods. These are inflammation fighting foods. You can boil your egg and take. You can take citrus. All the citrus are high in antioxidant vitamin C. And this is one of the most important vitamins during cold. And you need to get it. Get your citrus, orange, lemons, limes, grapes, berries, and all of that around you during the cold weather. Remember, you have to get your peppers, the cayenne peppers, that spices that you can keep around and make your fresh soup and fresh food with in order to avoid coldness. And then you also need to have your cold pressed coconut oil. Look at it. I already have mine because I know that massaging the body, what do? I usually prepare my shea butter, African shea butter with the coconut oil. Look at it. This is 500 mils. Then I get some and mix it. Everything I do is cold pressed. Then add some essential oils into it for my own body massage, because remember that your skin is the largest external organ and it needs protection. So during the rainy season, during the cold weather, you need to protect it very well. Give it a good treatment and a good massage. Massage under your armpits, massage on top of your breast areas, any place that is prone to coldness. You need to pay attention to it. Yes, if you have someone around to help you with your back, I don't normally give someone to do for me. I go as far as my hands can go. A lot of people are like that. But if you have someone living with you who can help you do your back, that is also very, very good. The back, you should give attention, because a lot of people are already going through back pains. They are not even in their 60s already. They're already battling or going through the pains of back pain, waist pain, and all such pains. And you need to guard against them if you are one of such persons that are going through such pains or other joint pains, to avoid escalation during the coldness, during the cold weather. Then you need also to avoid processed food deliberately. It's worse at that time. If you're asking what should we be eating, if you want to eat starch, you can go for things like millet, fermented milk. You can go for oats. Make oats and add spices, hot inflammation fighting spices. You can make your oats and add cinnamon, sprinkle cinnamon. It makes it more warming. You can even add your ginger, or you can add other things like the one I had, a day before today, I added even black seed and then a little soya bean to make sure that the protein in it is increased, because we must always have eyes on protein, and not just protein but complete protein in our diet. Because if you are consuming only protein that does not contain complete amino acids, which are more of the plant-based, sometimes your body may not be able to utilize all that you are taking. And so you need to get yourself prepared for your feet, massaging your feet, get your oils for your feet, get your teas, that, and then anytime you, some of these exercises helps a lot, targeting some areas like your hands, your back, neck, especially for blood pressure. I have tried it, not because of blood pressure, because I don't have blood pressure, but I have tried some of them and found that they are very, very good and worth trying. So you need to subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. You need to also join the community if you haven't done that, so that we will build a community together whereby you can also share your own experiences, what is working for you, so that other members also will benefit from it. And so that is about that. I have some other things like the fatty fish for you. Yes, sardines, mackerel, they are all protein foods, and you must pay attention to protein when you are dealing with cold. Protein is the building block. Reduce the carbs as much as possible. That's exactly what I'm doing. I used to love potatoes a lot, but I tell you, it's a long time I've stayed off the potatoes. Honestly, I've been off it. It used to be one of my best carbs, but because of the cold weather, because of the coldness, I'm so conscious and mindful of carbohydrates. I've told us some of the teas that you should not embrace too much, because out of ignorance, a lot of people, before you know it, get me tea, make tea. They don't even know the difference between black tea, green tea, and some other teas. And so you need to know the particular one you are taking and reduce the caffeine consumption. Some people don't even go for tea at all. I know people like that. They hardly. And if you are in that category, you need to make a U-turn during the weather, especially if you are approaching 50 or you're already 60 and above. You need to go for fluid, warming fluids from time to time to keep the circulatory system, to keep your blood flowing, so that you don't invite coldness. Because once you invite coldness, it's going to open door for other things, and even the blood pressure, the blood sugar, the arthritis, the heart, the cough, other things that come with coldness, including cough, chesty cough, and all of that. So you need to get them and ensure that you are including all this food, peppers, hot pepper, vitamin C rich foods. Know the nutrients that you need to keep close to yourself during this season, so that you do not have to become a victim of coldness. So we'll end it here today, and I want to thank all of you for coming, and remember to subscribe to this channel for more. So that's all about that.